Welcome to HP Sprinter. HP Sprinter provides many capabilities that can help you perform exploratory testing. Exploratory testing is an approach for discovering defects based on the tester's knowledge of the functionality, changes to the application, and the high-risk areas of the GUI. Exploratory testing requires structure, context, and accurate defect descriptions in order to be useful. This can be challenging if, for example, the testers perform actions that lead to a defect but can't remember how they got there. With HP Sprinter, you can apply a process to exploratory testing that cuts down on your test cycle time, creates reusable assets, and produces accurate and thorough defect descriptions. Let's take a look at some of Sprinter's features that can be utilized for exploratory testing. Let's start by viewing the test plan tree in HP ALM. In the Demo Tours folder, we can see some previously defined tests. Note that tests used for exploratory testing usually do not include test steps. Let's add another test to our test suite. We add the test to a test set and select it to run with Sprinter. We will now see if we can find relevant flights for different use cases as defined in our tests. We log to the system and start searching for different flights. By default, the steps sidebar is not displayed for tests that have no steps. We notice that even if we select Blue Skies Airlines as the preferred airline, it suggests flights on other airlines without indicating that these were less preferred. This may frustrate customers and ultimately have an impact on the business. We will open a high-severity defect to log this issue. When we open a defect, we indicate that we want to include user actions in the defect description. Even if we do not recall the exact user actions and values we entered in the Flight Finder, they are captured for defect description, ensuring that the development engineer will be able to reproduce the scenario and fix it. This auto-capturing capability lets testers roam the GUI freely and focus on functionality, rather than manually documenting input parameters and steps. We will now continue with more scenario testing. Let's stop the test run. We can see a detailed report of our test run. Let's navigate to the storyboard section. The storyboard shows images and documentation for all user actions that were performed during the run. Let's export the storyboard to a document. We can attach the document to the run for future reference. As you perform your exploratory testing, you may find yourself investing a lot of time and energy into a test. You would like to incorporate your findings into a formal test that can be reused and referenced in the future. Now, instead of being an open-ended exploratory test, we can create a test with detailed test steps that can easily be used and understood by other testers in different phases of the life cycle. At this point in our testing, we would like to create a formal test for the business process of selecting a preferred flight. We see that all the user actions that we performed during the run. We remove steps that are not relevant to the specific business process we want to document and add any required test information. We save the user actions as a formal test in the HPALM test plan module for future use. This movie demonstrated some of the main features of HP Sprinter to make your exploratory testing more effective. You can learn more about this and other Sprinter capabilities in the HP Sprinter user guide.